session 124 with me, Jessica Brigden of Jess B, Creative Cardiology. Hello, hello. Hope you're having a great week. Woohoo! It is Tuesday, November 15th. There's a lot going on today, and I'm a little scrambled because we spent the weekend in Pittsburgh. I attended Stampin's on-stage event on Saturday, which was awesome. It was the first in-person stamping event in about 3 years. I think it was exactly 3 years. So it was so good to see so many of my demonstrator friends and mixed with the staff from Stampin' Up, and so that was pretty awesome. Hey Janelle, how are you? Hi Philomena, welcome. So yeah, we had a great time at Onstage, and I will tell you that that new catalog coming up that starts in January is pretty awesome. But in the meantime, today Stampin' Up announced we have a seasonal sale going on from the current annual catalog. That's the big book. All right, the big book that came out in May, and it goes until the end of April of 2023. But they're running a special on all stamps, dies, embossing folders, papers, you name it, it's on sale, which is pretty awesome. So everything ranging from 10 to 10, 15, 20%. So the big thing with that is that usually we say go with the bundle if it's stamp and a die, because they're a 10% discount automatically. However, with this sale, that's not the case because stamps are 15% off and dies are 20% off. So if there is a bundle that you've had your eye on, order them a la carte, okay? Order the stamps and the dies. Use the individual item numbers for those because you'll see a much bigger savings. So that sale runs from today, Tuesday, November 15th through Friday, the 18th, okay? So that is Stampin' Up's early bird pre-Black Friday sale. Stampin' Up will not be running a sale for Black Friday or Cyber Monday. This is it this week. They are running their sale this week to give everybody a chance to enjoy some time with their family next week and not be tied to the computer or the phone. So hello everyone. Hi Sandy. Hi Kathy. Oh, do we have snow yet? We had some flurries. We had our first flurries Sunday, Monday. So it stuck to a little bit of the trees and a dusting on the ground, but within a few hours it had melted off. So no accumulation yet, but it's cold. We're down in the 30s now, and which is much more seasonal. So we enjoyed that warm weather. Well, we had it, and now we're back to real weather. So I mentioned on Friday. Friday we were in the on the way to Pittsburgh, so I didn't do my From the Heart Friday video, but I posted a little sneak peek and said that the cards I had prepped would be using the new Fitting Florets bundle and the designer paper, as well as the cute little Scottie dog punch. Isn't that the cutest little thing? Little Scottie dog with a bow there. So I've got one super simple, really cute card, and then one over-the-top fun fold that'll knock your socks off. How about that? All right, so I'm gonna flip the camera. We are going to get right to it. And so if you have your items or make a list, you're gonna want your Fitting Florets and the designer paper, and you're gonna need that Scottie dog punch, which, by the way, Stampin' Up also posted their retiring items list, and unfortunately the Scottie dog punch will not be carrying over beyond the mini catalog, beyond December. So if that's on your list, make sure you add that to your order and don't wait because it could be too late. All right, let's get started here. Okay, so I do have a new host code for the rest of November here for the sale, for the seasonal sale going on this week. So that is FE674PCQ. All right, so if you do place your online orders there, then make sure to use that code. All right, so first card, we're doing, that's why I'm wearing my fluorescent pink here, because polished pink is our color. We're doing black and white with a pop of polished pink. All right, so our card base is going to be the basic black, so 5.5 by 8.5. All right, so we're going to start out with our simple card first. All right, and then we do a layer of polished pink. That's 4 by 5.25. All right, so I'm not using any ribbon on this card, so we can just go ahead and stick all the layers down. Okay. I do need to get some new lights back here in the craft room now that it's getting dark so early. It's making the lighting hard. Okay, so for this one, and I did do 2 layers of basic white at a time, but I pulled out my stitched rectangle dies. Again, dies are 20% off here in the next 4 days. All right, so stitched your basic shapes, your stylish shapes, your stitched rectangles, your deckled rectangles, all super duper essentials. If you don't have those yet, now is a great time to grab those. But this is the largest of the stitched rectangle dies, and it pops out just about a little bit bigger than 3 3/4. So it's like 3 7/8 by 4 7 by 5 there. So anyways, it punches out and it's absolutely perfect. So just go ahead and use that largest rectangle on some basic white and you'll have the perfect layer, and it adds that nice little finished stitching to it. All right, and we'll stick that right down. Okay, and then so pulling in, again, another essential die set, the stylish shapes. These have your circles, your squares, and your banners. So I am using the second largest of the stitched squares. All right, and I use that on this fun little pattern of the Fitting Florets Designer Series paper. And I'm going to use this polished pink piece, and it's got little blushing bride little flowers on it, so I thought that was super cute. I love this side too with the balmy blue and the navy, but for this card we are going to go with that polished pink side, and we're going to stick this down. If you measure, it should be about even from left and right and top, so about equal distance on those 3 sides, and we just pop that down. So again, super quick and easy. All right, now comes the fun part. We're going to pull in our Scottie dog punch, and you can find this on page 34 of your mini catalog. Like I said, this is not carrying over, so you can get just the dog punch, which is what I have, or if you like the stamp set, you can pair that together as a bundle. All right, but I'm going to pull in some scrap of basic black, and we are going to slip our punch in, and just make sure you get his ears and his tail and everything. It's okay if you don't get the bow in there, because we're going to pop that out with some polished pink. All right, so we've got our super cute little Scottie dog. Isn't he adorable? And you can have him go left or right, whatever direction you prefer. And then we're going to take this 1-inch scrap of polished pink, again, stick that right in the top there, pop, to punch out the bow. Okay, so let's get some dimensionals here. And I want to use my basic black dimensionals. I've got my little adhesive bin here that I'm going through, so it looks like I've got the minis left. I must have used the full-size ones. All right, so it doesn't matter which side you use, just pick a side and go ahead and put a few dimensionals on here. Since these are minis, I'm gonna put a few on. But I do love that we have black dimensionals so that you don't have all those little white bits popping, peeking out from behind your card. And then we're going to center him on our little square. His little snout is just peeking out the edge there. And then we're going to take our bow and use another couple. I'm going to use 2 of the lighter color here for that. And then you could put this on here any way you want, but I like it a little bit angled right around his neck. So he's got the bow around his collar. And then, of course, the finishing touch of these Fitting Florets gold adhesive backed swirls. Now I do have some little pieces in there, so let me use one of these. And I've got my snips here to pry it off. Now, how does that look? So good there, right in the center of the bow. It's just like the perfect finishing touch, but we are not done quite yet. We're just going to slide the gems up front. All right, we need to do a little stamping. So I'm going to pull in the framed florets stamp set here, and I'm going to use the Just a Little Reminder That You're Loved. I've got that stamp already on my H block here, and I'm going to use the Tuxedo Black Memento ink for this. So we'll just ink that up. All right, we're going to stamp this somewhat center. That's what we're aiming for. Okay, perfect. And then let me cover that before I stick my arm in it. Okay, then we need something else, just a little something. So I'm going to pull in one of these small flowers. I'm going to use the smallest one here and put that here on my A block. And I'm going to stamp that with some polished pink. Okay. And we'll just give ourselves a little stamp right here on the front. Super cute. Now, I did die cut 2 pieces of basic white when I ran that through my machine. So I'm going to take the second piece and stick it inside because we're using such a dark colored cardstock. So go ahead and take that second piece, pop that inside your card, and then go ahead while you've got your flower inked up and stamp it again right on the inside. So super, super cute. What do you guys think? Fun little Scottie dog card there. I thought he looked so nice with his polished pink, his polished pink bow. Oh, good. I'm glad you guys like this color combination. Hey, Karen, how are you? All right, so that was quick and easy. Now, are you guys ready for a little step up here? I ran across this fun fold, and I'm not even sure what it's called. I really need to figure that. If you've seen this before and you know the name of this fold, let me know. But I thought this is a fun way to showcase some of the various patterns in the Fitting Florets paper pack. So we've got this really pretty little floral and Blushing Bride. Again, we have our polished pink with the Blushing Bride, and then one of my favorites here is this nice floral pattern. All right, so we're going to use those. I'm going to use Blushing Bride for the card base, and then I've got 3 Blushing Bride squares. These are 1 3/4 inches. All right, so you need 3 1 3/4 inch squares and 3 1.5 inch basic white squares. Okay, and then of course some basic black scrap for your Scottie dogs. Okay, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna bring in my scoreboard. You could bring in your trimmer, whatever works for you here, but I thought it might be easier. I could show you my measurements all across the front here. So this piece is 5.5 inches and 5.5 by 11. Okay, so you're going to use a full sheet of the 8.5 by 11 cardstock. You're going to cut it down to 5.5 by 11. So you're only going to get one card out of the sheet of cardstock on this one. All right, we are going to score it on the long side, on the 11-inch side. You're going to score it at 1.5, and you're going to score it at 4 1/8, and then you're going to score it at 6 3/4. All right, so what this does, it gives you 4 panels, and then we are going to accordion fold them. All right, so it kind of makes a little bit of a W. Okay, so we're gonna do it this way, and then you'll be able to see all 3 panels. So do your W fold so that middle score line pops up. Okay, what we're gonna do to help us visualize this is, while we have this right in front of us, we're going to use our largest piece of designer series paper. I've got that cut to 4 by 5 1/4, and this is going to go right here. That side's gorgeous too, but I've got a pink thing going on today. However, with this pattern, you could use your Stampin' blends, and you could color those little berries. You could make them red or polished pink or blue. You can make them blueberries, whatever you want there. But we're going to adhere this right to that largest panel. Okay. Now we're going to kind of work. I realize I'm kind of working backwards from right to left, but I figure that's a little bit easiest to, well, we have everything kind of flat here. The next thing we're going to do is take a panel of basic white. All right, and this is going to go on this second panel. All right, so this piece here, this is 2 1/4 by 5 1/4. So this little hidden panel, when we fold it all up, it'll be hidden. This is where you can write your message. And of course, you can always use the large back panel too, but this particular panel is where we're going to do our writing, okay? Because when it folds, that will be hidden. All right, now on this next panel, again, this is 2 1/4 by 5 1/4. Hi, Terry. Welcome, welcome. We are doing a super duper fun fold, so you're gonna have to make sure you go back and watch the replay here. But it's a lot of fun. We just have a bit of scoring here. We're gonna take this pretty pattern of designer paper. Again, you could use whichever patterns you like, but I've got this polished pink thing going on today. So we are going to adhere this pattern to the next panel here. All right, so now we can see how it's starting to fold together. So your words will be hidden, and you can see both patterns. Now we're gonna take this edge and we're gonna fold it over. All right, so that's why we assembled the first 3 panels kind of in backwards order, so that when we got to this last one, we knew to fold this over. And we're gonna take, this is 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. I saved my favorite, the prettiest pattern here for the front flap. All right, so we're going to go ahead and apply some adhesive on this. Okay. This is going to go right here on the front. All right, so great way to showcase all 3 patterns of the Fitting Florets designer paper, or whatever paper you're using. All right, and all right, so it looks really cute already. Now comes the fun part. So now we're gonna pull in these 3 1 3/4 inch blushing bride squares and the 3 1 1/2 inch basic white squares. So first thing we're going to do is just adhere these together. All right, it's easier when you're working with fewer pieces. So go ahead and layer those first. That just makes it a little bit easier. Okay. And then we're going to take one of the squares. This is going to be our center. We're going to apply adhesive only to half of it. Okay, so just make a little, kind of a little triangle of adhesive there. Then you're going to take this, make sure your adhesive points to the left. Take this and you're going to find the middle point of your card here. All right, and we are going to adhere this to that middle panel. So it's not sticking down to the base. We're simply placing it in the center and finding right on that middle fold. Okay. Now we're going to do a similar thing with the next two pieces. Again, we're only going to apply adhesive to half. All right, so a little triangle of adhesive. Now we're going to pull this one up, line it up next to, so we're not overlapping, we're just bumping up the edges. All right, so make sure that fits nicely. All right, can you guys guess what we're going to do? We're going to take the third piece and we're going to fit it like this. So we're making a little diamond pattern on the front. Again, just adhesive on, oops, on half of your rectangle there, and then fit this piece right next to the others. Give yourself just a little bit of peekaboo room in there. Okay, so if we did this right, then when we open the first fold, oops, there we go. My adhesive got a little bit carried away, so I'm going to push that, remove that extra little bit of adhesive there because I want my card to be able to open. Right, I don't want to glue it shut. So we have these first two are stuck to the front flap. The third is stuck to the middle. And then we have our back panel. So it's really cool, isn't it? All right, now we get to decorate. We get to pull in our little dog. So that wasn't so hard, was it? You cut your cardstock 5.5 by 11. And then you make your 1, 2, 3 score lines. Adhere your layers of designer paper. And then we do our squares and arrange them to form kind of like a little diamond here. All right, so now we need a Scottie dog for each of our squares. So pull in some scrap if you've got it. Again, you don't need the bow. We're going to use polished pink for the bow. All right, so we've got one. I'm just using up scraps of cardstock that I had. All right, oh, I did get an extra bow, so I'll save that for something else. All right, but if you want to cut it, then 2.5 by 4.25 would work really well. You could get 2 Scottie dogs from a piece that's 2.5 by 4.25. There you go. So you'd punch one on the side and then one on the bottom. All right, with very, very minimal waste. All right, so we've got 3 Scottie dogs. Then we need 3 bows. And so we'll just, again, you can kind of snip off that top piece because it is easiest to kind of come in from the, whoops, that one shot right over my desk. Okay. Ooh, all right, so I got one. I'm just going to snip as we go. 2. And 3. That way I don't have a lot of little scraps hanging around. Just, this is a little bit easier to clean up. Okay, so I've got my 3 and I'll scoop these into my trash bin. All right, so now when it comes to arranging this, we are going to have one of our little puppies here. So we're going to have 2 facing to the right. And then the third is going to face in to the left. So again, because everything is going to unfold, we need to make sure that we strategically place the dimensionals on these puppies. All right, so let me put the bows on. Again, let's work with fewer pieces just to make it a little bit easier. And make sure we point our puppies in the right direction. All right, so one little bow for this one, a little bow for that one, and then again, a little bow up here. Okay, so when it comes to putting the dimensionals on, we're going to place it on the square so that this opens. So you don't want to make sure it's not too far over to the left, and it's not interfering with your flap there. All right, so I'm going to put dimensionals on his head and feet and the middle of his body. All right, so the head, that first foot, and then the middle. All right, so let's peel these off. All right, again, when it comes to stick it down, check his eyebrow and his toe. All right, make sure we're good. And yeah, make sure his body's not falling off the front here. Oh, Sandy, I'm glad you're enjoying this. So now when it comes to these two, these are right on the front. So you can go ahead and you can put as many dimensionals on these two as you want. All right, because they're not going to fall off the card or prevent anything from opening. So we'll just put a few on there. Okay. So when it comes to these, what we do need to make sure of though, is again, make sure you don't push his eyebrow or his little snout too far forward. All right, because you do want this flap to open. All right, so we're going to push him snugly on there so that one is placed well. And then we'll do the second one. All right, and this again, just check your placement of your foot and your snout and ear there. All right, let's see. I want him to be lined up similar. All right, just check your spacing so that it coordinates with the bottom one. All right, so it looks good. Looks like we're all evenly placed. And we know we did it right when we release. This opens freely. This pulls apart freely. Whoa, look at that. And we've got this cute little puppy in the middle. All right. So what do you guys think? It's a bit of an accordion fold. Again, I don't know the technical name, but if I do, I'll update the video there. But we'll have to come up with a fun name for this, but it's kind of like your accordion fun flap accordion card there. we need to come up with a good name for it. But anyways, I thought that was super cute and a great way to showcase the some of the various patterns of the designer series paper. And love the little Scottie dog punch. And so let's finish and put some little gold swirls. We need to finish off their bows here. And we'll put the little gold swirls right on the bow. Gives it that perfect little finishing touch. They're fancy puppies there. There. Oops, there we go. Perfect. All right. I love that little pop of gold. Fun bling there. And super super great. So we had one very simple, quick and easy. And then we had the second here with our fun flap accordion fold. All right, I did do a similar version. This was actually my test version. I used the Gingham Cottage Designer Series paper, and I had done a Blushing Bride basic black and the smoky slate there. So you can see how it would look with a different set of Designer Series papers. So you could do 3 different colors that coordinate. But again, super cute. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed today's video and these fun projects. And I love it when things work together. So I loved that this little Scottie dog. He just goes so nicely with our Fitting Florets collection. And it looks like he's ready for a walk in the park. All right, we'll hope wherever he is that it's a warmer day. Aw, yes, I love the Gingham Cottage too. Yes, that's a great one. This is, the Gingham Cottage is a 48 sheet 12 by 12 mega stack. That is in the Holiday Mini as well. Yeah, so great products to work with. Again, we use the framed florets bundle, the Fitting Florets Designer Series paper. We've got our Scottie dog punch there, and of course our always essential stylish shapes and our stitched rectangles as well. All right, and then we just pulled in some polished pink and a little bit of the Tuxedo Black Memento ink. So there you have it. Thank you guys so much. If you ever have any questions for me, please let me know. I appreciate your comments, your thumbs up, your likes, and your sharing. Thank you. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing and hit that notification bell as well. It's free and it will allow you to be notified when I have new videos. Of course, you don't want to miss a project. Ooh, I like Diana says, Pinkalicious. Absolutely. All right, well, stay well, everybody. Have a great week. I know it is a busy week for many. And David and I are actually, we'll be heading, he's got some out-of-state work. And so I'm gonna accompany him on a couple of jobs, and then we'll be heading to South Carolina for a little bit to check on things down there. So hoping to see a little bit of sunshine along the way. But yes, I will be definitely unpacking my stamping stuff, because that's our motto. If I take lots of stamping, then I'm guaranteed to have good weather and not want to be inside. But if I don't take anything, then it'll rain and I'll wish I had brought it. So yes, I will be streaming live from Myrtle Beach, and if all goes well, maybe I'll get David to jump on a video with me too. It's been a while since we've had a silly stamping with David. All right, well, thank you guys so much. Take care, and we'll be stamping with you soon.